Welcome to U.S. Immigration TV, and thank you for always watching these latest immigration updates. Well, I have some breaking news. I have some great news for those who are being petitioned by a family member or an employer. On February 24, 2021, President Biden revoked Trump's immigration ban, which had been set to expire March 31, 2021. Now, what this means is that, subject to COVID-19 restrictions and social distancing, embassies around the world should now start scheduling people for their visa interviews immediately. Now, here's more information about what you should do and what all this means. Now, as a recap, Trump issued immigration bans in April and June of 2020 and extended both of them in December 2020. The first, Proclamation 10014, suspended the entry of immigrants who were petitioned by family members and employers. The second proclamation, 10052, suspended the entry of non-immigrants applying for certain work visas such as H-1B, L-1, and H-2B. Just as Trump was about to leave office, he extended both of these bans through March 31, 2021. In President Biden's proclamation revoking Trump's earlier immigration ban, he stated that Trump's immigration ban, and I quote, does not advance the interests of the United States. To the contrary, it harms the United States, including by preventing certain family members of United States citizens and lawful permanent residents from joining their families here. It also harms industries in the United States that utilize talent from around the world. President Biden further found that the entry of these applicants is not detrimental to the interests of the United States, as Trump had originally declared. See, a president is able to ban the entry of certain non-citizens if he finds that their entry is detrimental to the United States. Now, that's what Trump had found, but Biden said, no, it is not detrimental, therefore he was not banning the entry of these non-citizens. President Biden also instructed the Secretary of State, who's in charge of the embassies, the Secretary of Labor dealing with working visas, and the Secretary of Homeland Security, which is the USCIS, to review all of their policies and orders and the like that had been issued as a result of Trump's immigration ban, and to revise their guidance consistent with the policies set forth in this proclamation. In other words, go back and all of these policies and memos that you had put out in relation to the immigration ban, revoke them and start putting down policies and procedures consistent with this new proclamation. Now, with Biden's revocation of these bans, applicants for immigrant visas will not have to wait until April 2021 before they can start scheduling their interviews. Instead, embassies can already start scheduling these interviews now. However, I think it's important to wait for further instructions or guidance about how to go about scheduling or rescheduling interviews. For example, there might be changes in the requirements. It could be that new medical exams or police clearance are required because the existing ones have expired. Maybe new application fees may be required in submitting your immigrant visa applications. There might be also other administrative and operational considerations. For example, if a person was already interviewed, but the ban was imposed before their visa was issued, or maybe they had a visa issued, but they were not able to travel out before it expired. Do these people need to be scheduled for another interview? Or they just have to update their documents? Now, even though the immigration ban has already been revoked, the COVID-19 pandemic is still with us, and embassies are still not operating at full capacity and may not be able to schedule interviews as quickly as we may like. Now remember, it's been almost a year since people have been scheduled for their visa interviews, so there is definitely a backlog. Also, as the website of the U.S. Embassy in Manila reminds us, All airline passengers to the U.S. who are aged 2 years or older, including U.S. citizens, must provide a negative COVID-19 viral test taken within 3 days of travel. Or they may provide documentation from a licensed healthcare provider of having recovered from COVID-19 in the 90 days preceding travel. So even if a visa is issued, the person will still need a COVID test to enter the US, and COVID-19 testing may not be as easily accessible depending on which country the person is coming from. The public charge issue may be another consideration. The affidavit of support, evaluating if a sponsor ever received public benefits, or the age or health of the beneficiary, and whether they're more likely than not to rely on public support. It's still the subject of litigation. Trump tried to put in these wealth tests. Lawsuits were filed blocking them. There have been injunctions back and forth. So that area is still developing, and we'll keep you posted on that as well. Now, I know that the immigration ban has affected so many people. I mean, every day I hear from my clients expressing their frustrations of, waiting outside the U.S. for such a long time for their visas, and they're longing to be reunited with their families. I understand how frustrating this can be, and really, that's why I post these videos. Not only to keep you updated and informed, but also because I'm dedicated to helping my clients be reunited with their families and achieve the American dream. Now, we will continue to monitor this development, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel and set the alerts so you don't miss any of these important updates. And don't forget to like and share. I'm Michael Gurfinkel, and this is U.S. Immigration TV.